I got conversational in Spanish in 120 hours of study, and the average is 600 to 750 hours of study. And that difference comes down to just 3 things.
Podré para mejorar mi español cuando no tengo mucho tiempo libre para estudiar español.
That after video you just saw was 13-year-old me achieving fluency in my 4th language, being Spanish, which took me 120 hours of studying, saving me hundreds of hours of studying compared to the average learner. If you don't know me, my name is Hamid, I'm 16 and I help people get fluent in Spanish quickly. To be completely transparent, I got fluent in Spanish in about 6 months, and that 6-month period included 120 hours of study, but most of it was actually in the summer of 2022. And actually prior to then, I already spoke 3 languages fluently, those being English, Swedish, and Azerbaijani. Just because I got fluent in 120 hours of study doesn't mean you can. That being said, a client of mine named Eddie got fluent in about 400 hours of time spent studying, saving him still 200 to 350 hours of time spent studying. And so number 1 is that the Spanish you're studying isn't real Spanish. You see, there's a massive discrepancy between textbook Spanish and real Spanish, because the textbook Spanish that we learn in school is slow, doesn't have native accents, and every single word is pronounced perfectly exactly how it's written. But the thing is, natives don't speak like that, do they? Because natives speak faster with accent and they actually smush together the words. And we actually do this in English as well. You see, in English, I am going to just shortened down to ama. And in real life, in conversation, we all say ama, right? Like that same concept is just inversely applied to Spanish. Of course it is, right? And so something like como estás might become como ta, right? If your goal is to speak real world Spanish, you want to be able to be fluent in Spanish, you want to know the real world Spanish, well then you should study real world Spanish. Just like how if you were going to the gym to get stronger abs, would you do squats or crunches? Probably crunches, right? Because even though squats train the abs, they are less effective than crunches, right? Train for the thing that you want to get good at. If you want to get good at real world Spanish and not textbook Spanish, we want to train that. What that means is if you're picking content, you should then pick content that is fast and native. And if you're just starting out, I'd highly recommend checking out the Speedy Spanish Roadmap. It's a free course I created to help you start learning Spanish with these methods. And you'll find it in the first link in the description. But here's the thing. Even if you do that, you can still completely fail. And that's because of number 2, which is that you've been training the wrong skills. And this builds on the same principle that we just talked about. If you want to get better at something, you should only train that thing, even if there are alternatives that could work or could train that thing. And so squats can train the abs, right? Squats do train the abs and so do crunches. But just because something can work doesn't mean you should do it. What matters is how effective it is. And so if your goal is conversational fluency, then any reading or writing is completely useless because that doesn't reflect a conversation. Speaking and understanding spoken Spanish. That's what a conversation is made of. And those are the things that we should focus on if we're trying to get conversationally fluent, right, in the real world. Because a conversation is just a loop. It's this back and forth of one person speaking and the other person understanding, and then they switch, okay? It's that loop. And so those 2 skills, speaking and understanding, are the only requirements for conversational fluency. It's not any reading and writing. And so I call this the Fluency Equation. Basically, speaking multiplied by understanding equals fluency, and that every conversation is made of that, okay? And so that's the definition of fluency. It's basically just a conversation. Because the fluency that a majority of people are after, or at least that's what I'm assuming about you if you're watching my videos. We want to be speaking Spanish and understanding Spanish. And Spanish is simply just grammar multiplied by vocabulary, okay? What that basically means is just we have words and then we have the logic behind the words. So vocabulary is just what are the words, and then grammar is how are those words structured in sentences? What is the logic behind these words, okay? And so that's the fluency equation, okay? And it is all of that in the context of real Spanish, real spoken Spanish. And this is how I personally implemented it myself during that summer. To get better at understanding spoken Spanish, I did what I like to call the LUR ladder, which is listening to real world content, understanding that, so using tools like translators, AI, and all that, and then just repeating those 2 steps, okay? Going back and then seeing if I understand it, okay, and listening. This same principle applies to getting better at speaking Spanish, which I like to call the SIR ladder, which is just speaking Spanish. Then when you don't know how to say something in Spanish, you learn how to say it, understand, and then you just repeat those 2 steps, right? Very obvious, right? Very basic principle. You get better at what you do, and so do the thing that you want to get better at. And so that's what I did. All of my attention was only on these two. It was just on the LER and SIR ladders, meaning the fluency equation. It was focusing on these two skills, okay? Consistency with this is actually key. Even just a few minutes a day beats a super long study session one time, okay? Because the thing is, what happens is you listen, you understand, you repeat, and then the next day you forget that. And so you have to repeat that again and again. And so it's about long-term memory. And that's why consistency is key. Okay, so number 1, study real Spanish. Number 2, train the right skills, meaning conversations. At this point, you're already 80% of the way there. But there's one more sort of layer beneath those two. And it's one of the biggest reasons why people don't get fluent. Memorizing won't save you. What will save you is understanding. Well, the way we study grammar actually matters a lot. I call this the 3 W's, what, where, and why. And it's sort of the logic or like the blueprint behind the language, okay? And that's what grammar is, okay? This personally studied grammar, and it's sort of the thing that I don't see anyone online talk about, but to me, one of the biggest levers in learning Spanish. And so we can think about grammar in Spanish as 3 W's, what, where, and why, okay? So what is just what are the words, right? What is the actual vocabulary here? Where is just where are these words placed? But most people just memorize those two aspects, okay? And it's kind of like brick playing where you're just putting the bricks there. But the why is what most people ignore. I like to refer to it as like the blueprint, right? The what and the where are just like bricks that you just place, right? It's the words and it's where we place them. But the why is like the blueprint. It tells us why we place that brick there. Why is that word supposed to be placed there? Why do we conjugate that way? It's explaining the why. It gives you a rule. It gives you a logic. And this matters a lot because this can enable you with logics that can give you crazy output. For example, like one rule, words that end in Asian become acción or just sion become acción can give you 194 words. Whereas if you just memorized one word, right? So conversación, acción, nación, presentación, cancelación, etc. All of these are examples. And so you can either memorize all of those or you can learn one rule, one logic, one blueprint that will unlock all of those for you. Do you see how much more leverage there is there? And so the same logic works for verbs, tenses, prepositions, anything in Spanish, grammar. This concept of one rule or one logic enabling or teaching you hundreds of different examples is something that we see over and over and over again in Spanish, okay? So like a rule like take off ar and put o is used in so many examples in Spanish that thing is so high leverage. Now that seems like something that's obvious that a lot of people do eventually learn, but the mistake I see a lot of people make, especially a lot of my beginner clients, is that they don't think of it in that way. They don't think about it as the logic. They don't think about a rule and then applying the rule. They just think about it as, okay, let me guess. They just think about it as memorization, where they remember the word hablo, they remember the word español, and then they remember that it's hablo, then español. They memorized the what and the where, but they never got the why. And so the why is what matters, okay? The why is what matters, and it's really what no one tells you online. So yeah, if you're serious about learning Spanish and you want to get my personal help, then you can click the second link in the description to join my program. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed and stay humble.